Hello! Hello, 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 hello. Right, today, now I've been doing a lot of things that I'm not going to discuss right now. I may talk about it later, we'll see how it goes. But today I've been making this tower, and I think I'm going to kill this waterfall. It may come back. We'll see. Spoon. I'll have a spoon. What we've got here. I've got my jetpack on now. This little tower here. Oh shit. Come back. Is where I'm going to put my Skelly spawner. I may change it. It is currently a Skelly soul shard, but I might find something else to replace it with because I've got quite a lot of Skellies already. And anyway, that's going to be where that is. They're going to drop down the tower and they're going to land here. Blup. There's a little water blade there, so it should drop them at the right height. It's going to land here, and I'm going to slap them, and then this thing is going to pick up the drops that I miss, hopefully. I'll push them all currently on this tube. But I thought it looks a bit and we need somewhere to put the pickups. So I'm going to build a house type building thing here. Don't know as yet quite how big that's going to be. Wait, build one of these. See, how big is that? 1, 2, 3. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's there. That's not really very big, is it? Where's my cobbles? I mean, I could do that. But I could rotate it around there and go in there, I suppose. But yeah, but it's 6, which means it's there as well. Which means it would have to be there. Here comes a noisy car. Oh. So 6 isn't big enough. There's these guys. You're 1, 2, 3, 7 wide. Oh, there's these guys, which are crazy wide. Do you know what? Fuck the police. Let's just do what we want. It's going to be that wide. Oh yes. And it's going to come out to there. There we go. Executive decision. Oh. Like so. Built into the wall. There we go. Whoop. And we need a doorway. Where shall the door be? Doorby. Door's going to be there. Like it or lump it. And then we will have that there like that. So there we go. There's our house. Okay, I think we might have to do a little bit more than that perhaps. We are going to make it out of redwood because I have got a metric shit ton of the stuff. So we do that, do that, do that. Oops, not that, that. And I moved my X. Let's get that back. And there we go. So I was watching oh no, I've got one there, look. I was watching Good playing the new Aliens game. And he said quite a while back that he pre-ordered it and was looking forward to it. And then the reviews came out the other day, and we were all like, oh, poor Good. It's sad. Oh, to be fair, it didn't look too bad when I was watching it on my laptop, but that was 360p on a small screen at night. It's quite a lot darker, and the environments look quite good, but I think there's an inherent problem with Alien games, and it's something that nobody seems to have mentioned, but if you are making an Alien film, you can pretty much hide the aliens and then, for the most part, have, you know, head and shoulders as they attack, keep it in the dark, but generally hide the majority of the alien itself. Whereas in the game, you kind of need to have full alien running around, and there's something about the design of the alien. Head-wise, it's awesome, it's scary. I'm sure I'll get a lot of nerds going, no, xenomorphs, not aliens, xenomorphs. But there's something about the design of the alien that it looks stupid when it's running. I'm sorry, but that's fact. I need to go and get some logs. It looks like a man in a suit, and that is the truth. It's these logs are going to be a pain in the arse, I know. Boing. And that is a major downfall, because when they're running around, they just look like men in suits, even when they're CGI'd. So I think that is something you're never going to get past. Let's do it like that. That'll do. See, I'm not sure if I should do this or not, to be honest with you, because that is going to look stupid. Why do I always remove the tool I need? Nope. Okay, regardless, that's going to do that. Seems to be. So, yeah, it's sad. I think the added problem of an Aliens game is the nerd factor. There's a large amount of people that, you know, swear on the lore, and any deviation from that, they'll suddenly become comic book store guy. First video game ever. And that is a problem, without doubt. As is this. So they're kind of fine. They're fighting, you know, a double-edged, no, a double front battle from the start. Now, for me, one of the best Alien games I ever played was the Aliens Total Conversion in Doom. Now, a lot of people probably won't remember that, because I'm old and you're all young. But it was... Where am I going to put the floor level now? It's Put it there. It was, as the name suggests, a total conversion of Doom, which means, you know, it changed all the graphics, all the sounds, new maps. It was done independently by some guy. I still have a copy, which I did want to do an LP of, but I can't get it to work on the new Doom engine stuff, like ZDoom and that sort of thing. It might be that the file is so old it's corrupted. I don't know. But anyway, it was really good. It was very atmospheric, and one of the key things I can't help but notice is you didn't see an alien until third level or so. It was all, you know, BP radar noise and darkness, and that's... I need to work out where I'm going to put a staircase as well, because I don't want to block those pipes. Let's put it here. Fuck it. The it gave you a sense of, you know, unease. It was very, very Hitchcock in its, you know, tension. You see, that's totally blocked all the pipes, isn't it? There's no way I can get. And that's again something that this new game seems to have missed. You know, by the end of the first level, you're fighting a huge onslaught of silly-looking aliens. Yeah, I could have the pipe come up here, you see. Excuse me. And that, to me, is a flaw. There's no tension. You know, there's no threat, fear. If you go back to early horror movies, you know, the really old ones, it's none of this gore and splat. It's shit you can't see. I feel a bit stuffy today. It's using your imagination to imagine something far worse than they had the technology to stick on the screen. And that's what makes a lot of these films classics, because they're so scary. And I think, you know, it kind of lost that a little bit. Right, run out of that. Yeah, oops. Let's do this. See what that looks like. See, it's going to look a bit stupid. Yeah, it's a bit. I don't really want to use that wood, actually. I know a lot of these do, but no, we'll change that wood for something different colour. Whee! So yeah, and then obviously there was the graphical issues with things looking shit, but I'm not going to comment on that too much because I haven't actually played the game, so I'm really going on what I've seen on, you know, videos and stuff. But generally, I think everybody's a little disappointed by it, not least because, you know, it had potential. It was Gearbox, who, you know, traditionally make good games. You know, published by Sega, they kind of know what they're doing, really. So it's quite shocking and surprising that it is the abortion it is. But I'm sure there was some perfectly logical reason for it, like trying to ship it out before it was ready. That's the usual. Let's put that there. The games industry these days like to do that. They don't seem to care quite so much about the product anymore. It's all about the monies. Game not ready? Doesn't matter. We need to get it in the shops. A lot of people have watched Total Biscuit's video the other day about, or partially about Aliens, but more about pre-ordering. If you haven't, you know, I'm not one to tend to go and push people towards Total Biscuit. I do find him a little bit condescending, to be honest with you. But he does make some valid points about pre-ordering. And I think this game might kill, quite a lot of that. He's saying that he's focusing quite a lot on the rewards for pre-ordering, which I don't think are quite as instrumental as he's making out. Oh, hiccups. He's saying that people are pre-ordering these games because they get some free DLC, which probably should have been in the game anyway, which is a valid point. Day Zero DLC or Day One is not a particularly great thing. If you're putting out DLC on the day the game comes out, why was it not in the game? You know, when you finish the game, you ship it, everything's done, and then you go and work on some extra stuff for people. That's good DLC. That's not going to be big enough. That's good stuff. But shipping out DLC on the day the game comes out, then that really should have been in the game, and there's no excuse for that, I don't think. Yeah, let's do that. There you go. But he's saying, you know, get a free hat if you pre-order this. Is making people pre-order it. And I don't believe that people generally are that stupid. Now, I know people are stupid. But I don't think people are buying a game just because you get a free hat or whatever. That said, people are, again we're going to do that, come on, there we go. People are pre-ordering games and they have no idea of the content of the game, what it's going to be like. It's purely based on IP, really. And this Alien is a fine example because people like Alien. And they buy into it. They think, wow, this is Alien. It's a thing I like, therefore it's going to be good. And as we know, that is not always the case. I mean, it's wrong. We're probably going to have to change that, but for now, let's do that. I mean, there's also the issue that a lot of people, critics and people in the industry, think that Gearbox did a bit of a bait and switch with the oh, whoa, we've changed roof tiles there. Didn't notice that. Did a bait and switch with the demo video. People saying that the stuff in the demo is not in the game, and that should be illegal, I think. That is not cool. get some lighting up in here. Light up, light up. Yeah, that's false advertising. You can't say, hey look, buy this game, it's got this great shit in it, and then not put this great shit in it. That's bad practice. And you know, you don't accidentally do that. You know, that is a conscious move. Somebody has turned around and said, right, here we go, this stuff's not going in it. And he pointed out Dead Island as a prime example of this, because the trailer was fantastic, and it was a fantastic trailer, but had very little resemblance to the actual game itself. I know I was one of those that bought into that. I didn't. A lot of people hated Dead Island. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't what I thought it should have been. And we go back to Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead for me is one of the best games ever made. It's just so perfect. It's simple. It's aesthetically, I think it's brilliant. It's quite realistic without going, you know, over photorealism. It's quite realistic looking. But it's still got it's got a style to it. Valve are very good at doing. Oh, you bastard! But the gameplay, the mechanics, you know, are simple. It's just fuck. Oh, now my bloody stuff's gone. Great. This jetpack just does not last very long at all. It's, you know, it's a simple shoot groups and head to places, but there's little in the way of leveling up or anything like that. You know, it's fairly limited supply of guns, but it's just done, oh my god, very well. Very well, and that for me is still the zombie shooter to beat. Ooh. We let's change the subject slightly. You may or may not have watched Paws and Anders playing Wasteland. I did complain at Paws saying, "Why do you play Wasteland without me?" So we were going to play it last night, and we got on and sorted it out. And Anders had a problem with the software. I don't know what was going on, but there was another beta update, I think, which he installed, and then it just fucked everything. And he couldn't get the game to start, and it was missing files, and we spent about an hour waiting for him to try and fix that. And in the end he said, no, I'm going to go and reinstall it, and that's going to take several hours. Go on without, which you would have done, but I did point out the entire internet would have said, where's Anders? Why are you playing with Bads, not Anders? Because sadly that's what happens. So no, that's too bulky. So we've deferred it until tonight. So I'm looking forward to that, because I mean, me and Paws played some last night anyway, but off camera, just had a run around, let me get used to the different bits and bobs, because it is slightly different from DayZ. There's one of the sad things to me is you don't find stuff, you don't scavenge in buildings anymore. which I find, you know, a bit of a pity, because you've got all these nice buildings. There's no point in going in them. That is a bit of a shame, a bit of wasted opportunity. I think they should hide some guns in there. But if you don't know what Wasteland is, if you haven't watched the videos, it's Arma 2. It's not a mod. It's a mission, but basically it's DayZ without the zombies. Essentially, a lot more vehicles. Drive around, and then sporadically you'll get random missions. What am I looking for? I'm looking for steps. Random missions will spawn. We'll say, you know, there's a downed helicopter, and it'll appear on the map, and then everybody kind of like rushes to it. There's 3 teams. There's Op 4, Blue 4, and Independents. So you got goodies, baddies, and mercenaries, essentially. Here he is. Let's find out. And yeah, obviously Op 4 and Blue 4 can only shoot other people that aren't in those groups, whereas Indies can pretty much kill anybody. Yeah, you just go around, find vehicles, get guns, shoot people. It's quite nice, quite simple. But the large map is quite nice because it's not as hectic as, say, you know, Blops or that sort of thing, which is all out, get in there, make a noise. This is quite a lot of sort of driving around, exploring, finding people. It's good, enjoyable, my sort of game. So hopefully we will have some videos of that up in the next few days. Right, okay. So that's that house built. I need to... Right, this here, you're probably wondering what's going on here. This is what I'm thinking of using to turn on and off the soul cage thing. This is... Oh, now I did have toggle latch. Red alloy wire. Now, what I want to do is have like that. Actually, it's screwdriver, like that, and then I was going to have something like this. And indeed this, come to think of it. And I've run out of green lamps. I died. Quite up. I'll show you where I died in a bit. And I think I lost a couple of green lamps. But one of those... Oh, one of those. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I haven't worked out how I'm going to do this yet. But basically, this is wireless redstone. So there's transmitter, there's the receiver. You right click on that and you can see other people's things. Now I'm wondering if I can fuck with people. So if you pick burgers in, could I then press a button like a TV remote overrider thing? But then when you press the button, that's the way around, isn't it? not working? I know why. It's still the wrong way around. There you go. Nope. Anyway, so yeah, the point was, you know, I do that, it'll go through that, it'll latch that. I'll fix that, so don't bother posting what's wrong, or you're a noob or something. Oh no, that just worked. Did it? Or did I just... No, I just did it. And then yeah, that'll turn it on and off regardless. Anyway, that's the plan for that. Okay, good. Now, quickly. Plans I have. I need to get a mass fabricator on the go. Matter fabricator, whatever they're called. This is something I need to get going because I'm sitting here doing big builds, and this stuff could be sat at home, you know, chilling away. We got quite a lot of scrap now. I'm doing all right for power. I've got 10 million in there now. I don't actually have anything going into that at the moment, and I've got, you see the fucking like 10 frames per second at the moment. I've got, what's that, 10 million in there, and the same in there, and then there's 3 of these at 60,000, so we've got quite a lot of power in. But if I start draining those very quickly, I've only got these 3 engines here really pushing power in. So as you can see, that's the spot where I was planning on putting the fabricator. But so I need some more energy in. Now I did say a long time ago that I was going to make a gas turbine, and then Michael built one, but there's all my rubber trees. Now, in retrospect, I probably could have done something a bit better than rubber, such as the melons, purely because of the output. See, this is industrial centrifuge. It goes in there. Oh, we get 4. Oh no, we get 1 methane per stack. I think I've obviously had a few stacks going in. We get this shit as well, which I need to do something with. I mean, sticky resin is good because I can make rubber out of that, and that can go in my rubber shop. But the methane cells are pretty fucking good, 45k. So I'm probably going to put a couple of gas turbines in, a few. But what I'm trying to work out at the moment, this is a little bit of a fiddle. So when it's done, the methane is going to come out of there and go into this liquid transposer. Let's just flip that on, check that what actually does. Pull it out the bottom. Oh shit, is it pulling those out? Empty cells. Bollocks! Okay, so I've got to work out which one. It's probably the front one then, isn't it? Shit. That's a major pain in the arse. So I want to get the logs going in, which is why I've used this. I want the logs going in at a fairly regular rate. I mean, I'll do it low. Sort of, I don't know how long it takes, but however long it takes to process this, I'll do it a little bit longer than that. So it's not filling this up with pipes that aren't needed. And then, so I have to put the power on the bottom then, aren't I? And I want the methane to come out there. But then once that's liquid transposer thing's done, I want to bring the empty cans back out and drop back in. So it's gonna have to go back in the bottom, isn't it? So I can't put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 slots, and I need 7 in outs. Because I need to get these 4 out, I need to put that one in for 5, I need to put these back in for 6, and I need to power it for 7. So that don't make no sense. So that's something I'm working on. We have a large tank here, which I shall fill with methanes. 2.5 mil. Okay. Don't know where they went. Bottom is objects in, so it's getting no power usage because I haven't connected it to the power yet. What is going on over here? I don't know whether it's Ovidia or Michael, possibly Arcus, because Arcus is on the other side of that bay. But it's 14 frames per second. Bus. Now it's slowly rising. Hello, zombie. Slowly rising. 19, 20. Yeah, it's a sad fact that spawn is a laggy place. Anyway, see you later. Bye.